I don't disagree with that idea.
Correct. What was the alternative?
Well, I don't think they can watch it this door, but let me ask Jalen. Let me find Jalen and see.
Where'd Jalen go?
Where'd Jalen go?
I'm an attorney. Always free.
Let's go see.
Well,
How you doing?
Just want y'all to see me. I'm against it. They're gonna put me in this other room, Commissioner. I'm against it. I'm for it. It's my house right down the road. I just paid it off too.
Yes, they will have. They should all that.
Probably not there. Barrett's building, temporary barracks building before too. But when I was down there.
May I approach?
What's up, man? How you doing today? Good, man. How you doing? I'm coming out to get some grass and water power. You know, good looking inside.
It ain't dead, you can revive it. No, you can't.
Okay,
No, you can't, no, you can't. Just good luck. It'll come back, you just gotta take care of
Truck traffic, all that kind of stuff. Booming and shaking and beeping and cracking. You know, walk the ones that should be really standing out. They're trying to get I think there's a right place. There's another.
We can sell our seats. We should have told them we should have died.
I think my parents, it's like something like 20 versus the more in here. Much less than
'em. You got the customer.
Push it.
Well, I just think it's a steroid.
Somebody just said, I know.
So don't mention the earthquake.
You know my response. We're gonna get a drink out of I haven't been, I don't believe I go making up the report. And I don't go to making it back in. Scared? I didn't hear him. You're not the only one thinking it? But if you came here
Call the meeting to order. Invocation by Mr. Roy Nelson. And we have
pledge allegiance by permission of David. You can come to the podium.
Go first.
Yes, sir.
If you would bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the day that you have given us and the opportunity to be here in front of you. Lord, I thank you for every person that is represented here, for the families, the friends, the bonds, the diversity that we have in this community. Lord, I thank you for the commissioners, for the 5 districts that are represented. Lord, I thank you that we live in a country where we can come together and we can air out our disagreements, we can smile and shake hands and leave out of here as brothers and sisters united in Christ. Heavenly Father, I thank you that you would take a flawed and broken, sinful person like me and allow me to come to your feet and call you my Savior. Be with us as we go into this meeting and be with us as we adjourn. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda. A motion to amend the agenda to add a workers' comp resolution, which is Resolution 2026-61.
Sir, I'll make that item, I'll second it.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimous vote.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an additional amendment to the agenda to add executive session for litigation and personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Added.
Mr. Chairman, I also have an amendment to the agenda. And I can make a motion to amend the agenda to allow the Johnsons to make a presentation concerning transit.
I'll add that to item number 3. I'll second it. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. You and I spoke by phone prior to this meeting several days ago, and I tried to get Adam Stern on the agenda to discuss solutions related to transit, including 3 different programs, and you declined at that time and said that we would do it at another meeting. So I'm just not sure why these important solutions to transit that we had offered, or why my request is being denied.
I think I did deny your request for to add him to the agenda. Your request that I denied, you wanted him to go over the 3 minutes to speak. And I think I told you also that I'd anticipate we're gonna have some people here for the rock quarry, and I didn't want to prolong the time of speaking, that I would keep it to the 3 minutes. But if you wanted to amend the agenda, let him do a presentation. If he's prepared to do it, I have no problem with it.
Well, that was my intention several days ago. I don't know, just getting kind of swimmy-headed thinking about this. If the intention here is to give the, adequate time for the people who are here to discuss the rock quarry, I'm not sure why we would amend the agenda for a presentation that, again, you denied my request, but now we're doing exactly the thing.
Well, it was not because they got to get on the list to even talk about the rock quarry. So you said that he would add, we don't have the rock quarry on the agenda, so they would have to get on the non-agenda item. And you asked me, would he be able to allow to talk over 3 minutes? So on the non-agenda item, that was the reason that I said we're waiting to put him on the presentation in the next meeting. And again, if he's prepared to do a presentation tonight, I have no problem with you making a motion to do so.
Well, I don't know that he is, because of the conversation that we had about it.
Okay.
Because I had informed him that you had denied the request and that it would be a week or so, at our next meeting. So, I'm happy to move forward with this.
Okay.
But it just, to me, it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because you have legitimate solutions to a problem that many of our citizens are worried about. And, you know, I was concerned about that. That's why I made a phone call. Commissioner Little has set up this, so this other presentation. So if you're not interested in hearing those solutions for these folks that came for transit, then that's okay too.
If he signed up on the agenda, and as we spoke, and this gonna be my last going back and forth with you about this, and I'm gonna move forward on to the agenda, but if he wanna speak and he signed his name on the non-agenda item, he will get a chance to speak tonight. I welcome him to come back, next week if he wanna do it.
Understood.
What is the motion?
To add, to amend the agenda to add someone to do a presentation, to Mr. Johnson to do a presentation, regarding the transit.
Who is Mr. Johnson?
Miss Johnson.
Ms. Johnson.
What is her role?
They own have a transportation company, and they just wanted to help out, yeah. Mhm.
What is in there? This is for the,
We got a motion.
Oh, you got-
Yeah, we got.
okay, so this is, we don't have anything for the agenda item, just the non-agenda, right?
Well, these are,
Mr. Chairman, we got a motion. We got to finish it.
Okay, are there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, the motion passed 4-1 vote. The next item on our entertain a motion to approve the minutes for July the 21st, 2026 meeting.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion passes unanimous vote. I have a presentation for approximation concerning the Baldwin County Board of Commission, whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration in present use and was initially created as the badge of military merit by General George Washington in 1782. And whereas the Purple Heart is awarded to the members of the United States Armed Forces who have been wounded or killed in combat as a result of an enemy action. And whereas the heritage of our country and our communities has been significantly shaped by the courage, sacrifice, and dedication of our veterans. And whereas many citizens of Baldwin County, including those who have served bravely in the United States Marine Corps, the Georgia National Guard, and all other branches of the armed forces, have answered the call to military service with some bearing the physical and emotional scars of combat. And whereas Baldwin County appreciate the ultimate sacrifice made by our Purple Heart recipients and their families in securing the blessing of liberty. And whereas August the 7th is recognized nationally as Purple Heart Day to acknowledge and remember the sacrifice of these brave service members. And whereas our community seeks to honor their value by officially designating Baldwin County as a Purple Heart County, ensuring their sacrifice are never forgotten. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Board of Commissioners that Baldwin County is a Purple Heart County, and encourage all citizens to show their appreciation for the men and women who have received this distinguished decoration and to observe the Purple Heart Day on August 7th with the appropriate ceremony and gratitude. I have known it have here been signed by hand, awarded this seal to the firm of the date of August 7th, 2026. Mr. Seegers, will you approach the podium and take a picture if you're here? If y'all would, can we have a picture?
Sure. Good to see you.
Hey, Sammy. How are you?
Present this to you on behalf of the Baldwin County Board of Commissioners. Thank you for all you do also.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Seegers.
straight. I don't understand what you said, but that.
Let me see. Okay, the next item on the agenda will be a presentation by Resource Management System LLC.
Stone Benton out there. Resource Management LLC. There.
Terrible.
Good afternoon. I'm Stone Pinson here on behalf of Resource Management Systems. We operate 5311 public rural transit systems throughout the state and country. But we do this for about 70 counties currently. And Mr. Scott Little asked me to be here today to present this to you guys as an option in lieu of shutting down your transit system. Basically, we believe we could probably come in here and do it for you as a third-party operator in support of, with GDOT support, mostly risk-free to the county. We do this for about 70 counties across the state right now, and most of them don't pay much of anything as far as putting money into their transit system. So we would propose a one-year contract to do that for you guys.
Mostly nothing, what does that mean? I mean, what is, we're concerned about the dollars.
Right, I understand that. We can do it risk-free for you for the first year, and if it works out for us, we'll take the risk. And if it works out for us and we can go from there, we'll sign a multi-year contract to do it for you. It's the same scenario and terms, but it's kind of what we do across the state for other counties just like you, who don't want to have to come up with the funds to put in their transit system.
Do you have some other counties you could mention that are
Close by.
Yes, sir. We just took over Thomas County in a similar situation last year. We operate Bleckley County. We operate for Greene County. Those would be some of the closer counties to you. Operate for Southwest Georgia Regional Commission, Southern Georgia Regional Commission. So we'd be happy to give you references as well that you can reach out to directly and get some feedback from.
So, could you sort of walk us through kind of what it looks like? You come in and you take service, so with the buses, I think those have, that GDOT's involved in that. So, dispatch, things of that nature, how does that work with this program? I just want to get an idea of what this program looks like.
Yep. So we come in and do a turnkey service for you. Outside of the GDOT administration part that you have to do, we're glad to help you with it. We help many other counties oversee that administration piece. But by FTA standards, you're the subrecipient from the FTA pulling down that grant. So 50% of those funds come from the FTA. And you guys have to stay involved as a subrecipient because we're a third-party operator, private company. But outside of that, we handle all the dispatching, the routing and scheduling of the vehicles, hiring drivers, paying drivers, managing the trips, taking the phone calls, billing the customers, collecting cash, et cetera.
So one of the obstacles that we ran into was we are currently ineligible for the grant. So how does that affect you?
We'd work with GDOT to get you back in compliance on that. We do it in a lot of other counties. We help them with their audits, et cetera, to be in FTA compliance and be eligible for their grants.
So right now, so as of July 1st, we were ineligible. So I'm assuming we're ineligible for the year. Would your company be able to get us in, when our audits are complete and then we're eligible, are we able to do that inside of that? Let's just say if we're eligible in a month and a half, are you able to?
Yes, sir. We have management operations throughout the state, and we could pick up as soon as tomorrow if you needed us to, as long as it was compliant with FTA and GDOT regulations.
Gotcha.
So, and we'll be happy to work with GDOT and the FTA to get you back in compliance and whatnot.
And not to hog the questions, but I'd love it if you guys were in a position to offer sort of a proposal that all of us could see, if you guys were able to send over a proposal and kind of define what those things look like so all of us could see that. That'd be probably
Yes, sir.
pretty valuable, I think.
If everybody would be happy to see that, we'll be happy to float one over. We do this pretty regular, so.
I'm still not clear on the money piece. You said 50%.
So 50% comes from Federal Transit Administration, at the US, at the federal level. And we go and make up the other 50% for you. So whereas the county has been putting in the local match portion, we'll make that up through what they call purchase of service contracts. So we'll contract with Medicaid, Medicare. It's mainly the same people that are being transported by your transit system today. It doesn't really affect the public ridership. We work with DHS as well. And those dollars that we generate there help to fund the transit system at no cost to you all.
Okay, but what about cost to the riders, to the citizens?
There's still a fare required by the FTA. So whatever your fare structure is now, we would usually leave that in place. But we would generate those other funds from Department of Human Services, DCH, which is Medicaid, and Medicare contracts that we contract directly with Verida, who is the broker for the region.
Will y'all consider going regional also, leaving out of Baldwin County and going further? Or how far will you be transporting people?
Depends on what the need is. We try and serve the county first. It's the county system and the citizens. But we do as there is availability to do so.
And how would you determine how many buses that you would use?
Whatever you have available and whatever the demand meets. And we turn those numbers back into GDOT, and they have a formula that kind of helps them determine that.
Will you purchase the vehicles, or will you?
They come from GDOT through the FTA grant. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It'd be the same vehicles that you have now that we're proposing to operate on behalf of the county.
Where would you set up your shop at to do the dispatching for? Would you expect us to do that?
No, sir. The closest office we have currently is in Greensboro. We probably could run most of it from there, as well as our other offices that are already established across the state. So if we needed to set up an office here, we would procure that on our own.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you would contract with Medicare and Medicaid, but do you provide transportation for non-Medicare, Medicaid people?
Yes, sir, we do.
Would that include non-medical, going to the grocery store, going?
Yes, sir. We basically take all those funding sources and the riders, and we put them on the same vehicles and get them to their destinations. We just get it to capacity, and then it's first come, first serve.
And how much would their fee be to go to work at Walmart or wherever they need to go?
That's that same public fare structure that they already have that's determined by the county and that would already be in place. So.
And I know Commissioner Butts mentioned regional, but when I think of regional, I'm thinking taking Baldwin County citizens to Macon and other places.
That's correct, as we have availability to do so. So it's still serving the Baldwin County citizens. They have to originate in the county. But, yep.
And y'all do that in Greene County, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any more questions? Is that all you have, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yep.
So you're aware we're ineligible for these grants. I'm assuming that that's a pretty big portion of y'all's funding.
Yes, sir, it's 50%.
So can you act as a fiscal agent for those grants?
We cannot, but we can help you on your behalf to do so. We'll get you back in compliant as Baldwin County to do so.
Well, I know why we're not compliant, and I don't think you can help us. I
Maybe
don't
the case.
mean that
We can work-
offensively.
Yeah.
I know why we're out of compliance. I just don't think that.
The next option is to work with your regional commission, and we can look into that option as well.
We know what we need to fix to be compliant. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna make a recommendation to you, because there's probably 10 different ways to skin this cat. And I think that you should strongly consider developing an ad hoc committee to research all the different options that are available, because the 5311 program is just one. There's other programs. There's also ride share subsidy programs that healthcare providers can get involved in to help get people to healthcare appointments. There's all sorts of things that can be talked about. And I think that a committee of people who research this issue and make a recommendation to us based on a wide swath of information would probably better position the county to make the right decision long-term. So That's my recommendation to you, sir.
Okay. You making a recommendation or you making a motion? Just a recommendation?
I mean, you have the power to form an ad hoc committee on your own.
Based on
But if
three
you,
votes, but we have to have 3 votes around the board based on our
Okay.
policy and procedure.
now I'm going to make a motion that we form an ad hoc committee to research transportation options for our citizens post transit closure.
I second it. I second it. Any more discussion on the matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you, sir.
Before
Thank
he
you.
leaves, though, I would like to see a proposal presented by
Sure.
your company.
Yes, sir.
Too, and that would go to the committee.
Absolutely.
I'll get some emails and get that distributed to you guys if that's all right.
Well, I guess you could email the county manager and then he can get it to us.
Perfect.
Is that okay with you all? You can.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate you coming on such short notice. I appreciate you.
Next one to do the presentation is Miss Johnson.
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good.
My name is Trayon Johnson, and this is my partner, Earl Harrison.
How you doing?
We are with Abundant Joy Home Care. We are a non-emergency medical transportation business located in Houston County. We started our operations in Louisiana in 2021, right after COVID, and we have expanded to Georgia. Pretty much what we're here to do today is to propose coming in and hopefully partnering with you guys to offer a temporary solution to get your current priority patients to their appointment, so like your dialysis residents, as well as your residents who are cancer treatment patients to their appointment. We can start as early as tomorrow. This will be free of charge. We're really just here to help and, like I said, get those priority patients to their appointments.
Yeah, so pretty much what we would do is for up to 2 weeks, we'll do it for free. Pretty much we'll make sure that those patients are getting taken care of. Like we said, we're already partnered up with Verida. Also back in Louisiana, we also partner with Metatrans as well. So we just want to come here to help. We've seen the comments, we've seen the DMs, we've seen all the different things where the need needs to be met. Right now, we care about helping them right now.
So, yeah. And pretty much with the possibility of maybe doing something long-term. But like he said, we're just here to meet the need and get those priority patients to their appointments. And at the moment, we're able to extend 3 vans to help. That would be Chrysler Pacifica vans. That's the vans that we're able to pull out of our current daily operations. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Do anybody have any questions?
What would be the canner's responsibility?
We would just need your partnership in getting us the phone numbers and addresses and names of those people. And we'll do our best to pretty much create a schedule based upon the need, based upon the locations, and pretty much do the dispatching ourselves.
And this would be only for the medical
Non-emergency?
services?
Yes, correct.
Non-emergency medical?
Yes.
What about going to the grocery store and banking? That's not included?
Right now, we just kind of wanted to prioritize those patients, and we didn't want to overshoot because we don't know how many patients are those critical patients. And then from there, if we have the ability to flex in those, we'll be able to do that as well.
And you say it'll be free for the first 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, what would be the fee for it?
We wanted to possibly look at some type of long-term
Yeah,
solution.
So pretty much go, like, use Verida, and then also just pretty much just using the Medicaid and things of that nature to make sure we help those people out that truly need it. So that's the beginning stages of that.
You will have your own dispatching station in
Yeah.
place for residents? for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Commissioner Davis will have your information, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does anybody else have any more questions? Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll discuss it and then go from there. Okay. On this agenda item, we have 3 people. Some people want to speak. I have Desiree Ligging. Desiree, man.
Thank
Keep
you.
listening.
How you doing, Bo? Desiree Liggins. So one of the questions was already asked as far as the individual that first presented, if it was going to be for just medical or it was going to help the needy people that couldn't get to and from, like shopping or whatever case may be other than medical. So Mr. Hall, or Commissioner Hall answered that. I just find it very confusing on how We waited to let this contract, or this transit system lapse. And now Commissioner Strickland seems to be all in and wants to dictate what happens, when maybe there should have been more emphasis on keeping it going until you had other people to come in and take it over if we couldn't afford it. Y'all spent $200,000 on the Sibley yard development, people over by the railroad track. That's not even gonna be something that's gonna come this year, but y'all got people that can't even get to doctor's appointments. I don't understand that. Y'all need to be taking care of the right now, because we didn't get ourselves into this, y'all did. So just make sure that you're doing the right thing for the people right now, not corporate, investors, and all that other stuff that wants to come and rate Baldwin County of what we have. Just keep that in mind.
Thank you. The next person to speak is Lamar Ross.
Greetings to the commissions. I'm here on behalf of the public and the citizens of Baldwin County. All of you sit there, and I'm quite sure all of you have someone in your family that's ill, elderly, and I wanted to know what you thought about when y'all decided to end abruptly the Baldwin Transit Union. My mother utilized that system. When days that we had to work, she had to ride the transit system because we were unable to get her to her dialysis appointment. I don't know what's going on with all this money being misplaced, this $5 million that y'all just let the business manager or the county manager walk away smiling. I never seen anything like that. Baldwin County? I don't know what's going on. Let's get this transit system up and running, because you're leaving 10,000 people at limbo for $3 per ride? Come on, you guys. That's why we elected you here while you're turning your head. That's why we elected you to look out for the interests of the people. Now, if you can't do that, please leave the office. Get that transit system working, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I have a comment I want to make. The public needs to understand something. Over 30 days ago, this board gave notice that we were going to probably end transit. From those 30 days, the leadership in this county never, and by leadership, I mean the chairman, never called a work session to discuss options. And it was only until transit was actually stopped that we came up with solutions to help. So I understand the frustration with the public here, but the chairman of this county commission has the ability to call work sessions, ad hoc committees to do research, all sorts of things, and you didn't see any of that happen. And that's unfortunate, but we're gonna do the best we can to get you the needs that your people need, okay? We're gonna get this worked out one way or the other, okay?
All right, I'm gonna rebuttal that and make it clear to everyone in this room. I called a work session the 22nd of the month, and I was hoping that this board will give me an opportunity to do those things. But instead, 3 of you on this board voted to get rid of it, so I didn't have the opportunity. It was a work session called, and it was called for the day.
I gotta have a comment. Did you make one suggestion?
Yes,
What was that?
to go up on the amount. I not even made a suggestion, I made an emotion.
I also, Mr. Ross, did you say that we had 10,000 riders? Is that what you said?
That's what I grew for a year. It said between 8,000 to 9,500 riders per
We
week.
have never had 10,000 people ride.
I'm just telling you what Google told me.
Well, I can't help what they told you. The money doesn't balance up to 10,000 people. We've never had that many. We've never had 10,000 riders. This year, we've only had like 5,200. Is that close up to July?
Yes, sir.
5,117.
So
It's half of 10,000.
that's all I got to say.
Well, that money the money doesn't add up with 5,100 rides. 3,600 rides equal the money we have received. So the 51 number that was sent by the county manager, I believe includes the cancellations.
We have other people who want to speak on this matter also. Mr. Williams, Bill Williams. Is there a Bill Williams here?
Is it Julia Bell? Julia Bell Williams?
I can't hardly read that. I look like they say Bill in the middle. Right there. That look like it say.
It's Julia Bell. Julia Bell Williams. Julia Bell.
Okay.
Miss Julia Bell.
Miss Julia Bell.
You.
I chose not to speak.
Yes, ma'am. The next on the item to speak, Adam Stern. Oh, okay, I see you. No, you on item 4. You on item 4. No.
Thankfully, I can say that most of my comments have been blown to hell by the things that have happened here tonight. But so one thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that we have members of the community have since Thursday managed to start getting together an ad hoc transit program that we are looking to get funded, that we're looking to get donation funded here in very short order. So my prepared comment was, I'd like to talk to you about transit in this in service in this county. Last Wednesday, the county voted to eliminate the transit service due to the budgetary constraints. From everything that was discussed over the last month, it would seem that eliminating the county's transit service was a sound fiscal decision, but the lack of transition planning was ham-handed at best. It appears that in the 30 days the commission allowed the service to continue, no effort was made to find the actionable alternatives, leaving citizens scrambling to find their own way on short notice. I stand by my previous statements that I feel the county's transit system was run as an afterthought and would now add that its elimination was treated in the same way. However, the aftermath of service closure, members of the community have managed to come together and are, as we speak, working to build an ad hoc medical transit bridge program to connect our neighbors with their necessary medical treatment. But this will be a temporary bridge program, not a long-term solution. Many alternatives to the transit system have been proposed, including taxi and rideshare voucher schemes. But what I think our first step needs to be is to actually take a hard look at the modern transit landscape and ask, what do we want our transit system to look like? If we simply grab the quickest, easiest fixes, we will be left with the same issues that we had before, with a transit system that only serves a small portion of our community and does that poorly. I recently heard someone say that in local government, you can only vote for your conscience and the information that's put in front of you. So I ask that we take advantage of some of the breathing room that some of these options that we have today, that we've heard about today, and actually find a way to build a system that's right for our county, so that it can serve our transit needs in a meaningful way and contribute to our economic growth and cultural enrichment. We can take this crisis and use it to build back better. And thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker has been Danielle Ramsey.
Good evening, everyone, commissioners. I'm Danielle M. Ramsey. I am a resident of the 5th District. My daughter uses the Baldwin Transit. She's a Georgia College student. I was here last week, and I was told several people use the transit, not just the dialysis, they take priority, the medical people take priority, but the common person uses the Baldwin Transit, and we do need to keep it. And we do not need to waste time deciding, are we going to have it tomorrow? Thank you.
Thank you. Next to speak will be Anthony Griswold. What you say, ma'am?
He's not going to.
Okay. Let's conclude everyone that want to speak. Oh, and Maurice? No, you don't. Never mind, I'm for. Okay, the next item on the agenda for administrative fiscal matters will be expenditure approved, resolution R 2026-60. Hopefully everyone have read them. It was in our package. I entertain a motion to approve. Well, entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Does the county manager not present that?
And I was on there to speak for that.
Yeah. And that way the public knows what,
I want to know.
yeah.
Well, it was in our, on our website and our agenda package. The public would have had an opportunity to see it if they really wanted to know. They could have went on our website, clicked on that item, and saw what was in there. Do you have them with you?
Oh, yes, sir. I'll give you
Okay.
the answer. So the first one we're talking about is the fire protection services for this building. They had to do some improvements. That invoice was $5673.40. The next one,
Number 4.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's number 5 in the resolution,
Okay.
61.
so the next one was an emergency sewer pump, and it's a lease, or it's a rental for 6 months. Hopefully we get the sewer issue fixed. That's at $62,853.12. The third one is audit services, which is going to Nicholas Colleen Associates. Y'all had approved that in an earlier time. That is $65,500. And finally, there was an air conditioning unit that went out at the fire station, and that price is $79.95.
Okay, before we take a vote, I do have 2 people who want to speak on this matter. Ms. Desiree Liggins.
So, how are we paying the audit people and we ain't got an audit? Why are we paying them $65,000 more dollars, but we can't get people on transit? Makes no sense. No sense. And again, transparency. If we're paying people 6 figures to sit in a chair, that's a head figure in this building, by golly, they should brief. They should brief. I should not have to go to the website. There are people in this community that can't even go to the website. They don't have the ability to go to read your website or navigate it. Again, transparency.
Thank you, Ms. Liggins. Maurice Liggins.
Maurice Liggins, 127 Sydney Butts Road. Does the $65,000 that we're about to approve to pay the auditor, does that include that blank check 5 of y'all voted on last week to continue the audit at an unknown cost, at an unknown price, to get us in good standing so we can request money again? And secondly, since we're gonna do this, every meeting, I took a month off and I observed. What I don't see in here, and what I don't see when I read, is what part of money these things are coming from and how much is left in said pot of money. That's how we keep ourselves accountable. Because I can yell out these numbers all day. They look very high, but I don't know which account they're coming from. And then in order for you to make an informed decision on other stuff down the road, you need to know how much we got left in the checkbook. That's what got us here in the first place. So, Mr. County Manager, I was in the Army too. I was a senior non-commissioned officer, and I know how to brief. So, for the people and everybody else, for transparency, I hope, because I'm going to ask, on this topic, what pot of money is it coming from, and how much we got left? So to keep me from coming back up here doing this, could we please include that in this thing that I found on the internet and I like to read? That way I don't have no questions, because I took a month off, I'm real rested, and I'm not going to be quiet. I see y'all at the public comments time. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have 2 people on the public, on the agenda items, Ms. Tina Smith and Ms. Bev Pettigrew, to speak about the quarry project. You would not be able to speak on the agenda item because we don't have the quarry on the agenda. So those two people would not be able to speak on that. Well, we only got 10 spots on that paper, so you're gonna be some people on that paper not gonna be able to speak. Anybody after 10 also, and I would approach that when we get to the public comments. Well, we have a motion that been properly seconded. Any more discussion on the motion? If no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? I didn't hear you, Commissioner Davis. Did you say
I said aye.
Okay.
Sorry.
The motion passed unanimous vote. Next item on the agenda will be Resolution 2026-61. Oh, no, that's, I'm gonna move that later, because that's gonna have to go to, after we get through with everything, then I'll entertain that for executive session. So the next, item on the agenda will be old business. Do anyone have old business?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, the previous amendment at the beginning of the meeting to the agenda that I made for Resolution 2026-61, the workers' comp resolution, we need to address.
My bad.
It's okay.
I go back to that, resolution, resolution, 2026-61 is a resolution to authorize the second-year extension to the agreement with the NACE to manage Baldwin County workman comp insurance and for other purposes.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
And-
What do we want him to, okay.
Mi-
I made the motion.
I'll second the motion and then request
Yes.
that
Paul,
Paul.
could you read the first section of that to give, the public an idea of what this resolution contains?
Yes, sir.
Contains?
I received this on Monday. It came in late Thursday, and it is from the NAVSAV agency, formerly of Bobby Brown Insurance. So this is the second year of a 2-year rate lock that you all have, quoting your excess workers' comp line of business with Midwest at $700,000. So Midwest Casualty's premium is $237,390. You will pay the first half as soon as this is ratified, and then the second half in an installment in 6 months. You also have a excess workers' comp, I will call, for the lack of a better word, a reinsurance with the Gray Insurance Company at $37,300. And it will be paid out of general fund.
And also, this is something that me and Commissioner Davis brought to my attention. We had a conversation with the county manager pertaining to ACCG, might be able to help us with this and see if we can get a cheaper rate. If they do, then we'll be using the ACCG people. We have a motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any more discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I was gonna ask the same question. Is this a shoppable rate?
They're all shoppable.
Okay. Well,
Yes, we,
I trust that you'd be excited to do that.
No, I'm gonna look at it just to see what the numbers are, make sure the price is good, but this is something y'all were locked into a year ago. and
Okay.
So since it was a rate lock, I didn't think it would be all, I didn't think it would change anything y'all did last year, so I will look at it this year.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed unanimous vote. The next item on the agenda will be old business. Does anyone have any old business they want to discuss? Next item is new business. Do anyone have any new business they want to discuss?
Very briefly, Mr. Chairman, I went to a meeting today that ACCG hosted at the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, and they're gonna email a presentation, because they didn't have presentations to give out today. They just did a PowerPoint, but it talked about a lot of the new bills that have passed July 1st and that will go into effect 27 and 28. Just briefly, bills about the airport, House Bill 413 went into effect July 1st, talking about livestock. House Bill 350 talking about newborns and how people can dispose of a newborn if they don't want the child. House Bill 506, the outreach network about ambulance services. And House Bill 535 about community service boards and behavior health. Talked about school zone cameras, which is House Bill 651, and just so on and so on. A lot of good information talking about House Bill 999 about magistrate courts. that will go into effect January of 27, things that we really need to know about. So I requested I requested the presentation, so the county manager at some point can go over that with us. Because it's even a grant that the tax commissioner can apply for that will help property owners on their property taxes.
I would hope they'd have a better word than dispose of a newborn.
Well, I didn't.
Right.
So.
Does anyone else have any new business? Next item on the agenda is county manager report.
No report, Chairman.
Next item on the agenda is public speaking, non-agenda items. We have over 12 and some more on the other list, but only 10 people be allowed to speak, and you only have 3 minutes to give us your, to speak. The first one on the item is Roy Nelson. Will you please state your name and address when you approach the podium?
Roy Nelson, 923 Nelson Road Northwest. If I may enter, those are 20 handwritten notes from our neighbors. I grew up here. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the best spoken, but when we all go to sleep tonight, my head will be the closest to the proposed rock quarry site. I'm born and raised on this property. My family's had it for generations. We're the first ones to build out there since the 70s. We have invested an awful lot of our time and money and resources to build on this property and to set it up for generations to come. And I never dreamed that we would have this right outside our back door. Thank you, Commissioner Little, for meeting with us a week ago. That was very helpful. When we moved out here, it was a dream to have a quality of life that means something to us, to be able to hunt and fish, ride four-wheelers, shoot skeet. Last night I was up, I couldn't sleep. I canned 7 quarts of green beans that we grew in the garden right outside the backyard. This is artwork of our house. The proposed quarry site is less than 1,800 feet from our bedroom window, right behind the trees that you see right here behind our home. I understand that 1,500 feet is the required distance to give, but they told us that this would be a dustless operation, which is about like me saying that my gravel driveway is dustless when it rains. This will forever change the landscape of this community. Wells that are out there, the lake, property values. I never dreamed that we would be fighting 50 to 100 dump trucks up and down 212, which is the only thoroughfare in and out of town from where we live. I would just beg each of you to think about the impact that it has on the people that call this home, have grown up here, and want nothing more than to live for the rest of our lives here. This was a forever choice for us. We designed a one-story home with door frames wide enough that we can roll wheelchairs through it. This isn't something that we moved back to Baldwin County on a whim and plan to leave in 5 years. The lake is very special to us. It's very special to the county. We are all for economic growth and development. I would ask that a gravel road, a dirt road out off of 212, nowhere near rail, in a very rural agricultural place, does not seem like the best suit for what they are proposing. We want the county to succeed. We want finances to get turned around in a hurry. We would just ask that you would please consider better suitment, better opportunity financially, better opportunity for transporting the materials in and out of our county. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one to speak is Marion Nelson.
My name's Marion Nelson. I live at 918 Nelson Road Northwest. Thank you, gentlemen, and Ms. Davis. I'm here to go on record in opposition to the proposed quarry project on Avery Store Road. My neighbors and I are not opposed to commercial or industrial development, just not on Avery Store Road. This is not just a quarry operation, but a concrete plant and an asphalt plant with a quarry projected to dig 1/10 of a mile into the earth. Many of us supported you and were inclined toward our tax dollars going to the development of the Sibley Smith site, an alternative for a rock quarry. My grandsons are the fifth generation of my family to enjoy the benefits of family-owned land and life in the country. If this project is allowed to proceed, our way of life will be forever destroyed, not just changed. The desirability of living where we established homesteads will be greatly diminished. Our property values will plummet. I've worked on this land since I was old enough to drive a tractor. Everything we've done on this property has been to improve the property and be good stewards of the land. Now we're threatened with a devastating loss of value, desirability, and peace of mind. What concerns me the most is learning from Mr. Little that if the project's owners check all the boxes in the land use code, they get the appropriate archaeological study, the environmental study, the setback requirements, if all that's met, the Board of Commissioners is powerless to stop this project, so we understand. I'm incredulous that a non-elected body of citizens has the authority to destroy my way of life, cause my property values to plummet, and obliterate the desirability of ownership of my property, and the Board of Commissioners is powerless to intervene. We hired and elected each of you to be our voice and to represent us. You are the policymakers of our county. We feel betrayed. We ask you, we plead with you to put yourselves in our place and implore you not to endorse this project. My neighbors and I are very much in opposition to the permitting of a quarry operation next to our property. 3 homesteads of my immediate family reside on property directly adjacent to the proposed site. We wish for our way of life to be protected. We relish the peace, the quiet, the serenity of country living, and I recognize that none of you will be directly affected by this project. The proposed site has been agricultural since the Indians were here. We think the best use of this site continues to be agricultural. It's difficult to list all the amenities we enjoy from country living. Neighbors in my family enjoy an abundance of wildlife. There are turkey, deer, and bear that are documented on this property with large acreages of critical habitat.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No
I
problem.
appreciate
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Next on the item will be Mr. Tim House. Next one to speak is Mr. Tim House. Mr. House, are you here? Mr. Tim House.
I think we got 2 of them in here. Some people got 2.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Before I start, I will say, I do want to give a little appreciation to Mr. Little, what you did last Tuesday, Tuesday before, I'm sorry. And we're able to get the moratorium in. That was very gracious. And I do hope that we can find a way to save our land out there. It is a way of life. We don't like city. We built our homes out in the country. Our land was all forestry land around us. And now all of a sudden it's going to be a rock quarry? Very uncomfortable. I concur with everything that the last 2 speakers have said. I'm not much of a speaker. But if we have to come back, I will put a lot into this. I'm not going to read my speech. Basically, we all had the same grievances. We bought the land, we live out there, it's peaceful, we don't want that disturbed. And my well is 50 foot from the property line, and I've got a shallow well. During the dry times, my well has gone dry, I've had to cut it off, wait a day or 2, and then turn it back on to get water. They go right there at my property line, go dig in the ground and everything, they're gonna upset the water table. So that's gonna take away my drinking water. And I have no other options. So I'm gonna leave with that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next to speak, Ms. Pam Peacock.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Quarries do not belong in agricultural or residential communities, especially not within the watershed of Lake Sinclair. The proposed quarry on Avery Store Road has the potential to permanently change the character of this community and threaten one of Baldwin County's greatest assets, Lake Sinclair. Why would you risk what Lake Sinclair means to our local economy? Think about the businesses that depend on a clean, healthy, and vibrant lake. Fishing tournaments bring visitors. Families come here to boat, fish, swim, camp, and enjoy our beautiful natural resources. Those visitors buy gasoline, groceries, meals at our restaurants, supplies from local stores. They support countless small businesses throughout Baldwin County. If the quality and reputation of Lake Sinclair is damaged, those visitors will go somewhere else. And when local businesses lose customers, employees lose jobs and income. Have you considered the impact a quarry could have on the groundwater? Deep excavation can alter groundwater systems. That raises concerns about reduced spring flow into the lake and potential impact on private wells in the area. Residents along Avery Store Road do not have access to county water. They rely entirely on private wells for their family's water supply. Water is not optional, it is essential. If those wells are affected, what is your plan for those families who depend on those wells every single day? Have you considered the impact on the Lake Sinclair Water Authority? Lake Sinclair supplies drinking water to residents in Baldwin and Putnam counties. Increased stone dust and fine sediment could place additional strain on the water treatment process, increase maintenance demands, and ultimately raise costs for the very citizens you represent. Commissioners, this decision is bigger than one quarry. It is about protecting our water, our homes, our wildlife, our property values, our businesses, and our future. If our county is looking for economic growth, then protect the resource that already drives our economy. Lake Sinclair generates recreation, tourism, business activity, and tax revenue year after year. Once a quarry is approved and excavation begins, there is no undo button. One final question. Is this quarry truly worth risking one of Baldwin County's greatest natural and economic assets? For the sake of our families, our business, our water, and our future generations, I respectfully ask you to reject this proposal.
The next speaker is Antoine Latterman. Mr. Latterman. Okay. Next one to speak is Ms. Judy Veal. Ms. Judy Veal.
Commissioners, I'm not going to repeat all the reasons that are being presented to you for you to deny a quarry coming to Avery Store Road. I'm not going to repeat the total devastation to our homes, neighborhoods, roads, and environment, and the displacement of wildlife. No, you have been told enough why we don't want a quarry here. Instead, I'm going to take you on a little visit to an actual operating quarry. I know that probably not one of you has visited one. Here goes. Place close attention so you can hear the noise and feel the dust in your nose and lungs. Your guide to this rock quarry is Dutch Henderson. And this is in Dutch Henderson's own words. I work in and around rock quarries every month. They are not pleasant at all. I was at a quarry in Dallas, Georgia, when they were blasting a new segment. Stones the size of footballs came down in the parking area by the maintenance house. How someone wasn't killed or a truck smashed is beyond me. Fortunately, these flying stones' trajectories were slowed by some pine tree. These trees were well over 10 inches thick and were snapped in half like toothpicks by the flying stones. Last Wednesday, I was at another construction business over by the Atlanta airport. Unbeknownst to me, there was also another quarry here too. In the midst of our meeting, the quarry began blasting a section. I kid you not, it sounded and felt like a 10-story building falling, slamming into each other. One of the men in the room that worked there said the blasting was even worse some days and would go on all day. It had become so bad that they were going to relocate. I strongly suggest that these local officials that are voting for this quarry need to spend a few days in a quarry. It is loud beyond belief. Yea, there is great money to be made, but it is only for the folks that own them and service them. You can hide that quarry behind some trees, but that pit will be there long after we are dead and gone. A permanent scar, and those trucks will continue pounding our roads and buckling the asphalt for years to come. Folks, a rock quarry is hell on earth. Thank you.
Next one to speak is Ms. Audrey Nelson. Audrey Nelson.
Evening. My name's Aubrey Nelson. I live 918 Nelson Road Northwest on a family farm which is directly adjacent to the proposed quarry site. First of all, I'd like to thank the commissioners for allowing us to voice our concerns about the quarry. I've lived on this farm for over 50 years and have enjoyed the peace and quiet of this rural setting that's been in my family for nearly 100 years. My fears are that if approved, this quarry will change that forever. My main concerns are about the noise that an operation this size generates, the astronomical amount of water that it requires, and the traffic that will result on Highway 212. Our well may be in jeopardy as a result of the water usage of this quarry, since it will be drawn from the aquifer beneath the granite. My well was drilled in 1945 and has provided a continuous water source ever since. The noise from an operation this size is nonstop and disruptive to the peace and quiet of the entire neighborhood. I don't know if any of you have experienced the traffic on Highway 87 near the Vulcan Quarry, but slow-moving rock trucks impede traffic flow in both directions. Highway 212 will be severely affected by rock truck traffic. I'm also concerned about the runoff from this operation, which will empty into two creeks which feed directly into Lake Sinclair. As a former wildlife biologist, I can assure you that an operation of this size will have a far-reaching adverse effect on the wildlife in the area. As commissioners, you are tasked with making decisions which affect Baldwin County and your constituents. I cannot see where this quarry, if approved, will benefit the county in the long run. I urge you to examine closely the impact that an operation of this size will have in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Next one to speak is Ms. Desiree Liggins.
Mr. Chairman, don't get up to one to skip. I don't know if he ever.
Yeah, I'll go back to him, no problem. If he's here.
127 Sydney Butts Road. So Commissioner Strickland, you are District 4's commissioner. Last year, you made it very known when you were chair that you had nothing or wanted nothing to do with that transit, and when they rolled back the millage rate.
Ms. Liggins,
yes.
Would you give your comments to the board and not call?
When Mr. Strickland got upset about rolling back the millage rate last year, he said, and I quote, well, we're just going to probably have to get rid of that transit. So he never worked to keep it, to revamp it, to try to work to make sure that our people had transit. So he was never. So I think it's crap that he was trying to bash you.
Again, I will ask y'all, when you come and speak at the podium, you do not direct your comments to an individual.
He's my commissioner.
Right. Well, you
or
can
lack
call-
of.
You can call him after the meeting, or you can email him.
Anywho, so my question to the board then, Chair, is Sibley Place project, is that relation to one of these board members? I'm just asking, because that was $200,000 of taxpayer money that went to this project that's gonna do nothing for the next few years. Question, where is the GBI investigation? Because when I reviewed the last video, it said that the audit was being held up because of the GBI investigation. Another question. I did some more research, and I just want y'all to know, I give y'all about 10% of my energy. You do not want 100, trust me. I was doing my research, and y'all pulled $10 million TAN note, another $5 million, and then I looked, and it said that we had $18 million that it requires us to do some budgeting. We're negative $3.5 million. How are we negative? I mean, I just don't understand. We have been broke for years. Y'all have just been riding a line of credit, and y'all just keep spending. My other question is, somebody donated TVs and fans to the golf course. Who's installing them? Who's keeping them going? And what's gonna happen when they break? Who's gonna pay to replace them? And then my next question is, that enhancement should cost those people more at that golf course. Y'all need to be charging these people for what they come and take from this community, especially if it comes off the backs of taxpayers. I just don't understand that. And moreover, easements are community. It's supposed to be a working relationship. That woman came in here and complained for over a year about her easement. Yes, the county has the right of way, but it's still her property in some form or fashion because she tends to it. No different than Sidney Butts Road. We have a right to get roads. And I was informed after the meeting, not by the manager, that county manager, that there was no warranty on Sidney Butts Road. So we are stuck with a piece of crap road. And we spent over $80,000 on it. It makes no sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Liggins. The next one to speak is Mr. Lamar Ross. You still want to come up again and speak on the transit?
On the transit?
That's what you got down, but it's up to you. It's your 3 minutes.
I just want to say, 163 Fifth Street. I live in that neighborhood. We bought a house in that neighborhood. My mother bought a house in that neighborhood. And I'm quite sure Commissioner Butts, is his district, know about it. And I wanted to know, how can we get some morale lifting, some beautification? Can we get some street lights? Can we get a park? Something to lift the morale of the people on Fifth Street, because they don't have faith in the system anymore. We know we have a lot of guys over there that have been facing criminality. We want to find a way to work these guys in, get them back into the system to become productive citizens in society. Another thing I want to say, I want to see this board come together and work for the best interests of the people, the citizens. Milledgeville is a great place to live. We just need to leave our personal feelings out of it. I know you know this. Let's come together and make this city a better place so that it can be productive and get back on track. Because there's a lot been going on, and we have no room for division. We need unity in this city. And that's all I'm asking for, is to come back and let's make this city a better place. And I thank all the commissioners for allowing me to speak. It was an honor and a privilege, and I hope you continue to serve. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one to speak is Mr. Maurice Liggins. I'm gonna ask when Maurice get through.
Maurice Liggins, 127 Sidney Butts Road, here to close the show once again. Good evening, commissioners. As you can see right now, we got Baldwin County in an uproar. The transit and the quarry. But the good thing is everybody came together and everybody showed up tonight. So I hope, I'm not gonna give you 3 minutes of I told you so, but I did tell you a while back when I first got out of the Army, I said they coming. They coming to take the goodness out of Baldwin County, and it's here. Good thing that rock quarry group know how to organize. So the right thing to do. And I hope y'all can go back there in that executive session, put y'all fire brains together, leave all your differences aside, and let's get some zoning done. Zone, zone, zone. That's the only way you're gonna be able to stop them. There is nothing in that land use code that's even more powerful to stop these guys from coming. They almost slipped through the cracks because they submitted the application. And that's where I'm leading with this. We're at it again. Somebody done submitted an application to put something in their backyard that nobody wanted, and they found out by Facebook, probably. That's the same thing with that hotel, that rooftop bar on Sinclair Marina Road. The Dollar General that we keep talking about, that's on Log Cabin Road. It's stuff going on in people's backyards that they don't want. So at least give the citizens a chance to come and voice their opinions about what they got to live with in their backyard. Fraserwood community is another one. That other community that probably got threw up on Harrisburg. The one on Log Cabin Road. It's stuff going in people's backyard because the land use code don't have the verbiage to sustain or stop the brains that's coming in. We no longer dealing with country folks that do business by handshake. They reading and they figuring out loopholes and they coming down here to get us. So we got to be proactive. Get the zoning in place, whether you like it or not, and let's meet with the people and see what they want in their backyard or they don't. Put it, and if somebody want to change it, that gives them an opportunity to speak. Because right now, y'all don't got no power. The power lands upstairs or up here with the Planning and Zoning Committee. Only thing y'all can do is just say, come to the meeting and talk. But the people they talking to that got the approval authority ain't even here. So what are we talking on deaf ears? But enough about that. I'm glad they showed up. Secondly, Mr. Chair, we in August. July 15th is gone. Where's the budget? 3 public hearings. We need to know how much the millage rate gonna go up so we can get out of this deficit. Is the tax assessor's office to blame? Is the audit to blame? Is the previous county manager? It's August. July 15th and came and gone. And we ain't talked about no budget at all. But taxes gonna be due at the end of the week. Next thing you know, TAN note. How much is left for that $5 million? And where and what spending? I want to know. How much of the $5 million TAN note is left? I would like to see that next meeting. If not, I'm going to go find it.
Thank you. Did y'all have a chance to find Mr. Latimer? Is he out there? We didn't find him. Okay, I'm gonna allow Ms. Miller to speak in his place. Ms. Felix Miller. And that'll be the last one to speak on this matter.
Thank you for the opportunity to be heard. I don't have a lot to say because I'm just learning about all this. I've had a house on the lake for 25 years, but it's about to be my full-time home. Moving from Gwinnett County, who just had an earthquake that wasn't an earthquake. It was a quarry blast behind one of the high schools, a 2.3 on the Richter scale. When I heard about this, it caught my attention that maybe I needed to show up to get educated and ask you to give us the opportunity to learn and be heard at every turn. If it is true what one of my neighbors said earlier, that if the applicants check off all the boxes, that there's nothing you can do, I ask you to take a look at that and see if there's not something that can be done that